This is the story of head coach Sevond Cole and his Buena Vista wrestling team and what they are all about.
To be a real good Division III wrestler, you have to have that desire to improve yourself, athletically, academically, and socially. There's three parts to being a good Division III athlete, and we are trying to expand on all three of those as far as the guys on our wrestling team. You also have to have that mindset that you're going to push yourself past what you think your boundaries are. Mentally, a lot of times the mind shuts down way before the body does. But we want to be able to push ourselves to that point where we can mentally take our bodies farther than we really think we can. And that's something that you find that type of athlete, that type of person seems to go a long way in the wrestling room.
So then, how do you motivate your guys?
The energy level has to come from the coach. That's contagious. And if the coach is able to be energetic and energize the wrestlers that way, it's contagious and the guys are going to follow. And when those guys get the energy and are feeling good during practice, that is when we're going to have our best practices of the year. We'll also go on to, motivate. We stay intense. We do a lot of yelling during practice. That's the way wrestlers respond. They're in a position where we think they could be working harder. We're going to get on them a little bit. We're going to push them through where they think they need to stop. They're tired. We understand they're tired. We understand they're dragging because of it. But we also know that their bodies can produce more than what they think it can. So we're going to be pushing them and yelling at them. Sometimes it takes screaming. That's what we're about here. Our guys know we care about them. So we can do that. You can't just go and yell at somebody when you don't know them real well. But when you get to know your wrestlers real well, like our coaching staff knows our wrestlers, you can get on them. You can scream at them, yell at them, because they know that everything we're doing in there is for their best interest. Motivating, that's kind of where we start, but a lot of the motivation really has to come from the wrestlers themselves. They got to want to be there, that desire to be there in that room. Really, it's hard for us to instill that into somebody. They need that coming in. That's why when we're recruiting, that's who we're looking for. We're looking for those guys who have that desire to be in the room, beat themselves up a little bit. The guys, even though they're drained and may have a real tough practice, they leave drained and hurt. Maybe they got a black eye that day. Those are the practices they leave feeling the best, because they know they pushed themselves, and that's where we want to get to every day. We're going to go somewhere if we can get that atmosphere in the room every day.
You guys are obviously trying to be a winning team. What are you doing differently that sets you apart from your competition?
Here at Buena Vista, with our wrestling program, we know the Division III athlete. We have a lot of guys coming to us from different backgrounds. They all have different styles of wrestling. And with that, we're going to cater to those styles of wrestling that our incoming wrestlers have. We get to know our guys, and that helps us coach each one individually, as opposed to us just coaching our style of wrestling. So it's a little different from maybe your Division I athlete.
Where do you see your program going with these guys that you have now?
If we keep guys in our program for 4 years, we're positive that those guys are going to get tremendously better. I've seen some growth in athletes just in the last year. We've had some athletes come in a little bit behind the rest of the team, and right now they're right in there. They're scrapping just with anybody else in the room as if they were there, the whole time. And when they come in and they have a little extra work to do, they got some decisions to make. Do they want to put the time in? And the great thing about us is the staff we have, we're able to work with guys throughout the day. If they need individual drill sessions, if they need video work, if they just need some extra conditioning, we can take the time to do that because we have the staff necessary for that. But those are some of the things that's going to take, that we need in place and that we're having in place that are going to make us a better team. We've started leadership classes that we've done the last 2 years, and we plan to continue on with that. When I took over the program, we didn't have a lot of leadership on the team, and that's something we, as a coaching staff, we kind of had a goal that we want better leaders on our wrestling team. We want guys that are out there that the young guys can come in and follow, and I felt we made some great strides with that. Are we there 100% yet? No, we never will be. We're always going to be working to improve, and we're going to be continuing on with that this year as well. And I hope to get it to where instead of us leading that, we have upperclassmen, our team captains. They're kind of leading that with the younger guys and really teaching them to be good leaders, because that's one of the biggest things that they can take from the Buena Vista wrestling program, into the real world is going to be, can you become that leader, that you can translate to the real world.
So, what kind of commitment does it take, and how much heart is put into a season?
It takes a lot of commitment. These guys come in, they're really working every day. The intensity level we try to get them to every day. they're going to beat up their bodies constantly. Wrestling's a 5-month season. With that, these guys have to have that desire to be in there, from the get-go. These guys lay it out there on the line every day, as far as heart goes. These guys are pushing themselves to the limit. Basically, it's as much as you put into your bank account, you're able to take out, right? You can't take out more than you put in. We're trying to get these guys to invest, put the time, put the energy, basically put that money into the bank. At the end of the season, we want to buy our rewards. We want to be able to purchase some of the big things, national titles. We want to be able to bring home All-Americans, bring home trophies from the national tournament. Those are all things that if we invest our blood, sweat, and tears, throughout the season, that we're going to be able to reap the rewards later on. So that's real important, and these guys all know that. They all realize what they're pushing for, what their heart is on the line for. I commend every wrestler on our team to go through what we basically put them through every day, but they realize it's for a purpose. We know it's for a purpose, and because of that, this team's going places, and we're really excited to see where we can land in a few years here.
1, 2.